Welcome back. Now for a report from Suzuki on their involvement with last year's Can Survive run down in the Western Cape. We bodged together our own short story on the event last year, but this is a more personal, inside look at what the organisation is all about. Get your tissues ready, because it might make your bottom lip wobble a bit.
We're basically here to tell you what to look for in your body. When do you know when something is wrong?
Can Survive, it celebrates life. You can see it in the shows, you can see it in the stories we tell, in the dancing, in the singing.
You're going to do a show, but you don't know what a show means till you get there.
You arrive at a school and everyone's so excited, so pumped up just to see the Can Survivors. The emotions behind it, they're so cool to see how they received everything.
I want to go all out and give people hope.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we are here to plant seeds of awareness.
We all are affected by cancer.
It doesn't care about your age, skin color, it's colorblind.
Sleep is very, very important. Do you all agree with me? Yeah. Okay.
It can even be a swollen gland. Have it checked out. Know your body, you know what was there.
At that very moment, I felt I've lost my life forever.
I had cancer.
Cancer, who am I?
Being on the motorbike and do what I love and be able to give back to the community tops it all.
The riding off it's a bit of everything. From mountain passes to some highways to a bit of riding around in some of the small towns. And it's been one amazing ride coming through here, riding through the winelands. We are so blessed to be part of this sponsorship with Can Survive. And we just thought we had to be involved. So we supplied 60 motorcycles, got 8 Suzuki vehicles, Grand Vitaras and 1 Vitara. The Can Survivors that have ridden the bikes, they're falling in love with them. And that's the motorcycle speaking for itself. And it's nice to have some people who have ridden other brands ride our brand and fall in love with it. Not just because we're here, because of the riding, and they're starting to understand who Suzuki is and where this motorcycle's fit in. We knew what we were getting into, but we didn't quite know the depth of it.
When we start, everyone is excited about the motorbikes, but after teaching and meeting the survivors, now you can see the reality in people's eyes, that this is a reality.
You can see in somebody's face there's something wrong.
Most of the people think that cancer is a death sentence, which is not.
People must just try to understand cancer, because it's painful to be alone. We need that support. It's not contagious. It's not like it's a curse.
Some people in the country, unfortunately, are still not informed. They do not have the information. So this is the message, again, that we're trying to spread, to say, if we detect it early, we can save your life. For me also as an individual, it's time to self-reflect on my life, on my choices. How do I become a better person, for those around me?
It always resonates better if you tell me you'll be okay because I went through the same. And look at me now.
I do Can Survive for healing. That's when I can express what happened to me. And this year I hope to understand my brother's loss.
You are going to overcome, believe that you are healed, believe that you are bigger than cancer. Then the magic happens. If you are positive, you can overcome anything.
Can Survive is the tool to take the message to our rural areas when they go out and educate.
Information, education, let's not stop talking about it.
I believe in hope. I believe that there can be no darkness without light.
It's a long, hard journey, and it's amazing, the support. It's amazing.
That is what Can Survive does. They inspire us to love. They came in their shed, love so freely. And also because it's survivors, they come from that. They've been there. They know what the fears are.
They put the helmet on for me, and then I get on the bike, and then we went.
I didn't know about Can Survive. So yes, now I'm part of the people who give people hope, but I can't keep quiet. I just want to tell people that don't give up. Don't give up. There's hope.
Cancer does not make you lesser of a person. It does not define you. We've got survivors, we've got supporters, but there's still women enough and men enough. Yavagala did.
Pies! Regular viewers of the programme may have thought, understandably, that over the last 6 months or so I must have stumbled upon Don's secret stash of pies and ice cream because I now look like this, when I used to look like this. Well, no, actually, Don's far too protective of his secret calorie-laden treasure trove. My newly acquired moon face is in fact due to my own rather sudden and totally unexpected familiarity with cancer. I was diagnosed with advanced brain cancer last June, 8 tumours, one of which I was informed would need to be removed as soon as possible. A week later I had the top of my head opened and 6.5 hours later they had scooped out a golf ball sized tumour that had, during that week's wait for the operation, exerted enough pressure inside my brain to stop me from being able to walk or use my hands properly, and was also beginning to affect my ability to think and talk clearly. It wasn't looking good, and yet 3 days after the op I was walking unaided again. Lucky fella. And I could think much more clearly, like I'd had 2 pints for lunch instead of 6. The message here is of hope. There is always some worth clinging on to. I would also like to impress upon you the importance of trusting your gut instinct, and if you're a stupid man, like me, of the even greater importance of listening to your wife. I had been suffering through some sporadic skull-crushing headaches for many months, and in a typically blokish way refused to go to the doctor for, well, a mere headache. My wife eventually dragged me there when my balance started to be affected. A bit too late, really. And on top of that warning, I'll just add that, fortunately for me, my brain cancer is secondary. In other words, it started somewhere else and then spread. It's lucky because there are more treatment options than there are for a primary brain cancer. My brain tumours came from a freckle with a grudge. I kid you not. A slightly odd-shaped freckle that the dermatologist cut out of the back of my thigh and told me not to worry about, even though it did come back from the lab as being cancerous. They'd caught it early enough, they thought. Well, 12 years later, I have terminal brain cancer. So don't, as I did, take skin cancer too lightly. I'm lucky enough to have access now to some seriously cutting-edge healthcare where I live, so I have the best chance of extending my life for a bit yet. I've already managed to see in 2024, and I didn't expect that 6 months ago. Whether I make it to 2025, or maybe even further, neither I nor the doctors have any idea, but I, like many cancer sufferers I suspect, will keep on hoping, living life to the full each day and believing that my diagnosis marked not the end of my life, but rather the beginning of a new phase of it. Sorry, but you're going to have to put up with me and the bike show for a bit longer. And when I do eventually kick the bucket, there will still be no reprieve because Dangerous Don will take over the reins and keep the programme going and evolving for many years to come. And on that note of hope, we'll leave it there for this episode and see you again next week. Hopefully.